Let me begin in some questions of your basic knowledge of the Bible doctrine. We're particularly looking at your understanding of the Confession of Faith and the catechisms. What are God's works of providence?
His most holy, wise, powerful, preserving, governing all scriptures and actions.
What is justification?
An act of God's grace where a pardon of our sin received as righteous, based solely on the imputed righteousness of Christ alone, received through faith alone.
What is sanctification?
That is a work of God's grace where we are renewed into the image of God and the whole man to being able to die unto sin more and more and live unto righteousness.
And so the larger catechism describes for us what justification and sanctification have in common and what they, in areas where they differ. Could you summarize those for us?
Yes, they are inseparable, but justification is imputing righteousness, sanctification is infusing righteousness, justification is instantaneous, sanctification is progressive. Justification pardons sin, and sanctification is going into God.
In the seventh commandment.
Having any unchaste thoughts, words, or actions.
Is any man able perfectly to keep the commandments of God?
No mere man, since the fall, has been able to keep the commandments of God in thought, word, or action.
Walk us through how you would explain to someone who's frightened by the words predestination or foreknowledge or election in Scripture.
It's got to be handled prudently according to confession, but it's something we should communicate and preach. It is a difficult issue, but if you take time and patience and understand God's holiness and that we all deserve wrath, hell, and damnation, it is God's grace to save some. It is hard to understand, but it's clear in Scripture that God chooses some to be saved, and that's grace. And that is